Greetings. I'm Felicia Jenkins Kelly, and today I will be doing an overview of case study research, and this is for my FED 601 class, Introduction to Qualitative Research Methods. So welcome and thank you for joining me on today. So today we will explore case study research, which is a widely used methodology in education, social sciences, and healthcare. A case study dives deep into real world situations, helping researchers uncover rich insights that other methods might overlook. So, we'll answer some key questions around case studies today, from their definitions to the advantages and limitations. So, let's get started. So, what is a case study? So, a case study is an in depth, detailed explanation of a single case or a small group of cases with their real life contacts. And this could be an individual organization, a community, or an event. So, the goal is to understand the how and the why behind a phenomenon by analyzing multiple variables. For example, a case study around a STEM program in school could explore student engagement, teaching strategies, and learning outcomes. When should a case study be used? So, case studies are useful when researchers need to explore complex real world problems. And it's suggested they're best for answering the how and why questions. And they are ideal for when existing research doesn't fully explain a phenomenon, when there is limited data available on a particular topic. You need detailed, holistic understanding on a topic. For example, studying how first generation college students navigate higher education. So, what methodology is used? So, case studies use various qualitative and quantitative methods. So, types of case studies, you will have your intrinsics, and this focus on a unique case. For example, a specific student with dyslexia. Then you have the instrumental case studies, and this case is used to understand a larger issue. For example, how STEM education affects career choices. Then you have your collective type of case study, and this is where multiple cases are analyzed together. For example, you have studying several STEM programs. So, what are data collective methods? So, you can have interviews, observations, document analysis, and surveys. For example, a researcher might combine student interviews with classroom observations to understand how active learning impacts science education. So, what coding is used? So, case study research involves data coding, which organizes information into meaningful categories. And common coding techniques include your pattern matching. Does a case match expected theories? Your categorical aggregation. And this is identifying themes across multiple data points. Direct interpretation. Drawing meaning from raw data without numerical analysis. And then we have triangulation, which uses multiple data sources to validate your findings. And an example of this would be a study on middle school STEM learning might categorize how codes like teacher engagement, student participation, or technology usage would be used. So let's talk about the advantages of case studies. So, one is rich data provides deep insights that surveys alone cannot capture. Then you have contact specifics, and you have to understand real world complexity. Then we have flexible, which we can combine qualitative and quantitative data. Then useful for theory development. And this generates new ideas for future research. For example, a case study on STEM education for minority students could reveal hidden barriers not covered in national statistics. Next, we're going to look at some of the disadvantages also of case studies. So you have limited generalization ability, and that's findings may not apply broadly. Time consuming. Yes, data collection and analysis takes a lot of effort. I mean, a lot of effort and time. Potential for research biases. The researcher's interpretation influences findings. And then it's difficult to replicate findings. So each case is so unique, making it reproducible may be challenging. And for example, a case study on student motivation in STEM may produce rich insights, but those findings may not apply to all students. So what populations are used? So case studies can focus on individuals. For example, a single teacher approach to using virtual reality in science lessons. Then we have groups. An example of this may be a community response to environmental changes. Then we have organizations. For example, how a school district implements STEM programs. And an event would be, for example, the impact of a major education policy change. So Stake in the 1995 journal that was published emphasizes choosing cases that best fit the research question. So depending on what you're studying is based on determines what type of case study you would focus on. So let's talk about some of the case studies I could write or could use. So as a science education researcher, I could explore, for example, the impact of hands-on learning on science engagement. Another case study I could use would be the role of technology, AI, virtual reality in STEM classrooms. And thirdly, a subject that's near and dear to me is how underserved communities benefit from STEM initiatives. I myself am a product of the Alabama Black Belt region, and that underserved population is near and dear to my heart, so benefiting from STEM initiatives. And then one other one could be a comparison of traditional versus inquiry-based learning in middle school sciences. So these studies could provide valuable insight for educational as well as policymakers who play a big role in our research. So, in summary, case study research is a powerful tool for understanding complex real-world issues. It allows researchers to gain deep insights, but it requires careful planning to avoid biases. So while it has limitations, its ability to explore unique cases in details makes it an essential research method. So in closing, I like to add that it is used when it is used effectively. Case studies can change policies, improve education, and enhance the scientific understanding. Listed below are the references that were used to gather my materials for this case study research. Thank you so very much for your time and for watching, and hope to see you again in another video. Thank you.